It's time to get cooking in the kitchen. Hello and welcome. My name is Marla and I am your host of a series called Design by Taste, brought to you by Shaw TV. What is Design by Taste? Well, first it started off with a Facebook page, if you'd like to join us on Facebook, because it's a place where we can all share ideas of how to eat a little healthier, make food taste great, well, on a budget, and be quick, tasty but quick. Now, when I talk about fast food, we can have fast food that is healthy, that is good for everybody to eat, and it's just great for the whole system all around. But there's another fast food, and that's the takeout industry. Takeout food, fast living, equals fast aging, and that's where our population for the most part is going. So I'm trying to encourage people to get healthier together. Now, healthier is different for everybody and it looks different. So what works for one, I'll have to say, might not work for another. So this is just ideas that I'm throwing out to help just bring you back in. So if you're feeling hectic and rushed, driving the kids around, then these are some quick ideas to help you bring home cooking back home. And even getting the kids in the kitchen to do something. But if you're on a different diet, then maybe what I'm preparing isn't quite for you. So this is up to you to figure out what's good for you. I'm just throwing out some ideas that's working for me, okay? And then if you go on Facebook, we can even break it down even more and share even more. So welcome again. The first thing for me when I am planning on making a nice meal for my family is that I need a plan. Like, I know that I have the capability of opening up the fridge, seeing what's there and creating something. I love being open to new ideas and just seeing what colors are there, what can I make, what's in my pantry, and making it. But I save money, and lots of it, when I come up with a plan, a menu plan, and it's simple. I say sit down on a Saturday, a Sunday when the flyers come in, even if you shop through the flyers to save some money. Pick out one book. This one is like a Rachel Ray, 365, no repeats. But if you pick just one book, then you don't have to keep track of, well, where did I get this recipe? Find the recipes. If chicken's on sale, then find all your chicken recipes. If ground beef is on sale, find those recipes. And then just put them down. So on my menu, I put down what I'm hoping to make in the first couple sessions. So the first one, we're going to start with the knife skills. And so we're going to cut up a bunch of vegetables and we're going to bake them, roast them, high heat. And we'll add some chicken in to make a meal. So on my menu, I've listed what I'm making here. And then I just break it into the four: your protein, your dairy, your veggies and fruits, and your starch. So the protein, I don't say meat because eggs and nuts are under the protein. So I've got my chicken, I've got some nuts, eggs, ground beef and pork. Then under the dairy, my milk, veggies and fruits, the potato, the red pepper, frozen corn, broccoli, and cauliflower. And then starch, I like wraps because I can do different things with them there. It's many ways of being creative, from making a pizza to cutting them into strips, which is what we're going to do, to making quesadillas with it. There's lots you can do with a wrap. And if you buy the whole wheat ones, even better. So now that I've got my menu, I'm off to Westport Foods to buy the groceries. And I have a sense, because I've gotten, my menu is, like, I know what one red pepper, one broccoli, crown of broccoli, and cauliflower, I know what that can do. So all of this is not going to be just one session, but I'm going to show you how we can use limited amount of food to make a lot of dishes for the next 2 sessions, okay? So let's go to Westport Foods. Okay, so now we're at Westport Foods, your friendly neighborhood grocer. I love this place because there's always someone friendly to talk to. They have some neat things tucked away, so you have to take a look around. And this has been my neighborhood for a long time, so this is where I like to shop a lot of times. So, as we talked about, we have a plan. We have the proteins, we have the fruits and vegetables, we have the grain, and we have the dairy. So I know precisely what I'm looking for, and I'm not going to have to go crazy looking all around the store. I'll go to each section. So the fruits and vegetables typically are around the outside, So carrots on my list. We're going to start with a couple carrots. Now I like when grocers, but because this one's a little smaller, it might be a little bit more difficult to do, but I like when they can sell it separately because not everybody has a family like I do to shop for. So we'll try and pick one that's, you know, you want it a little solid, you don't want it weak. Okay, 1, 2. Carrot off the list. We'll move down and we'll get the broccoli, red pepper. Love the red pepper. People get scared with the stalks here, but I'm going to show you how to use them. I still like them skinnier than fatter, but I mean, oh, here's a good bunch, nice and green and firm. Okay, so now we want some potatoes. I like these smoother because sometimes I don't peel them. I love these tomatoes on the vine. Like you just smell them and they smell like tomatoes. I like the aromas too. We're going to go on price here right now, so we're going to stick with these tomatoes. Solid, you want it firm again. Okay, now we have the frozen corn. I love frozen over canned because it's just more vibrant of a taste. Now, on to protein. Okay, so now protein, I'm doing the black beans. Black beans don't have too much of a taste, so if you're just starting off with beans, this is a good one to start with. If we look at the label here, well, per half a cup, I'm not looking at that because I'm going to use the whole can. But we can see that fibers, beans are very high in fiber. This is like 25% fiber, but it is high in sodium, salt. So what I do is I'll go and rinse them off really well. And I just won't add more salt to the meal because this will have enough, okay? Okay, so we're looking again in the protein department, and I'd like some chicken, and I'm noticing there's a sale, so I always gravitate towards a sale. Typically a sale means that you have to use it that day. If not the next day, but try and use it that day, and that's what we're going to do. Now we're into the grains, the last section on my list. I like this section in West Fort Foods. They have wraps that I haven't seen. Thick, they're nice and thick. So, and it even says amazing pizza on it. Whole grain, white. Now let's look again at the fibers, 28%, so it's high in fibers, carbohydrates, sodium a little high, but you'll just watch what we wrap into it, okay? And if you're gluten-free, they've got a lot of, you have to check into different shelving because it's tucked in, being a smaller store, but gluten-free, smart and delicious wraps for gluten-free. Okay, so I said I wanted to grab this one. Okay, off to the kitchen to cook. Yum. Okay, we're back from West Fort Foods, and I'm really looking forward to cutting with Anthony in the kitchen, doing some prep work before we make one meal. We're going to show you how you can make a tasty meal using all of the ingredients with one pan, okay? Making it quick, simple, and tasty. So, knife skills. Knife skills are really the most important in the kitchen. If you aren't comfortable using a knife, the chances of making it fun and being comfortable in the kitchen isn't going to happen. And I think that's why we do eat out a lot, because we just don't know what to do in the kitchen. So I'm going to try and break it down for you. Make it really simple and fun. Okay? So Anthony.
Yeah, let's do this.
As you can see on these chef knives that there's a ridge here. So it's a place to put this finger or this finger. Depends how you want to hold the knife. I like to put my first finger on top of the knife like this. Sometimes I grab it. It depends for different people. Some have arthritis and so they'll grab the knife differently. But it's all about making sure you have contact with the blade and contact on the handle. Lots of people do this and you lose sight and traction with this part. You've got no control, okay? So once you hang on to that, see all the control of the knife?
Oh, yeah.
Okay? So same thing, ridge here, put a finger under there and grip it, either like this or like I said, like this. It depends what we're cutting.
Okay.
Potatoes are hard, so I tend to grip almost all of this to really give it a good cut. Okay?
Yep.
So now carrots and potatoes, almost everything, all the nutrients are in the peels, but if it doesn't look good enough to eat, like if you think some of this is rough, so we're going to peel just the rough parts, but we'll try and keep the parts that I would like to eat. And if it's green, like I said on the potato, see it has the mark, so we're just going to trim it up, but we aren't going to peel the whole thing because all the nutrients we don't want to get rid of. We've got the carrots trimmed up. We do have a little bit of the peel on it still. Now we're on to the potato. And I'm going to see for myself, because I'm comfortable with the knife, I can slice it towards me because I use the knife as a guard here. But until you get to that point, just put the potato down and kind of go like this to get the, always face the knife down. So lots of people like the French fry to look uniform, so I cut the ends off. Okay, see my fingers are tucked in here so I don't slice my fingers off. Got a good grip on the knife. So I'll get you to cut the French fries.
Okay.
Now what you could do is use a knife and you just slide it like this. Or you can go like this and then just straight down. It's up to you. Okay? Try and make it uniform. See how those?
Yep.
Okay.
Okay.
Nice. Looks good. Nice and uniform.
Hard to get those little guys, eh?
Yes. Okay. Trim these up a bit more. If you want to kind of limit how much oil you're using, just fill the cap up here. Rosemary. I love rosemary. Rosemary brings out the benefits of almost everything. So now you sprinkle the rosemary on. Now I've been asked, how much spice do you put on, or herbs? Lots of recipes will say a teaspoon, a tablespoon. But, okay, so you look at that, it looks like enough. But you give it a shake. Here, we'll add these in. And now you can look that it doesn't look like a heck of a lot, right? It hasn't distributed enough. So we'll add more.
Oh yeah.
Oh, you have to smell it. Mm.
I know.
You smell that?
That's deadly.
Beautiful. And I still like to add a little bit more because I love to have it on each piece. Okay, so there you go. There's your French fries, ready to go on to the sheet. I like to use parchment paper because then it doesn't stick to the pan and it just makes cleanup that much easier. I'm going to show you carrot fries too. We're going to put some carrots like this. Now these we'll put in this bowl. One bowl, and we'll get everything done. If they aren't uniform size, that's okay. These will, the ones that are smaller will be nice and crisp before the bigger ones get cut. Okay, the carrot, again. Cut the ends. I cut it in the middle. And because we want to do fries, put your hand like this, hold it like this, steady it.
Okay.
Put it on a flat surface, like put the flat on the surface so it doesn't roll on you. And again. With the broccoli, I take the head off, take the end off here, and you were comfortable doing this, so I just peel this off. Again, if you aren't comfortable doing that, you can do it like this.
Oh, you eat this down?
Oh, yes. Except, see, I waste more doing it this way. Take your time. Except, as you can see, this is too hard. But this, like, look how, you can eat it just like this. So we don't want to waste that. And this you can cut, trim it up around if you want to.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Okay. So do you want to practice on this one?
Yeah, I'll knock it off.
Okay.
Come on, get that out of there, Mom.
Safety first. Red pepper, I just go from the top and it's almost, see how it's rounded like this? You can almost follow it down. This doesn't have too many seeds, this one, so it's actually easier to cut. Or you could just, because there aren't a lot of seeds. And then that way you don't get this white stuff that you don't really want to eat.
Okay.
Sometimes if I try not to waste too much of it. Okay. So if you want it in half, just try and cut them fairly big, because peppers don't take too long to cook.
Just down the seams there.
You're doing nice knife skills.
Not bad, eh? Cooking with dummies.
Cooking for Dummies 101.
Yeah, cooking with them.
Cooking with them.
All right, all of them?
Sure. And again, cap full of oil. Might need two caps for this, because there's a lot more in here. You want to try giving it a shake? Can you do that?
Oh dear.
It's bringing it forward and with your wrist. There you go, perfect. Okay.
Is that it? That was nice.
Again, we love the rosemary. I think I could use the whole bag here.
You want me to get some height on them or what? Whoa!
Is that enough oil, do you think? Yeah.
Yeah, they look
I
coated.
think. Yeah. Nice. Okay, so we have the vegetables all prepped and ready to go again onto parchment paper.
Colorful.
It's nice, isn't it? Like, look how vibrant this is. Full of nutrients and antioxidants. Now to make it a meal, because we have the starch here already, we have the vegetables, we're going to add the chicken. Except this, you want to have some space here so that the food can breathe while it cooks. And it'll roast more than like steam, get mushy. So this is actually perfect. It fits on here nice, except we have the meat to add. So we could get another tray. And you know what I think I'll do? I'll add it to these carrots and potatoes. Because they should all cook at the same time. That's what makes this nice, is it's a one process. Now meat, I'll do it, because with meat, cross-contamination, we're cooking all together here, so it won't matter. But if I was to use the cutting board to cut the meat, then I would use a separate cutting board for meat, wash it separately. You keep everything separate. Separate knife, if you use a knife on it, wash it. I'm going to wash my hands really well after this. The question is, can we cook raw meat with the vegetables? Well, yes, we can, because it's all going in the same oven. It's all going in at the same time. We're cooking it. It's not sitting raw and this is what we're eating. We're cooking it and it's coming to a full temperature that it needs to. We'll make sure the chicken's cooked, vegetables will be cooked all at once. You can do it with hamburger too when you're making a spaghetti sauce. You can add the hamburger in without even browning it. Cooking it up, it's cooking to temperature. That's what's important. So we've already preheated the oven to 425, hot, because it's going to cook it quick on the outside, make it nice and crispy, but it'll still be soft for the vegetables. The potatoes will be nice and soft still in the middle. And these will be nice and crispy too. Now the skin, we've been told not to eat on the chicken, right? Lots of fat, but it keeps the moisture in right now while we're cooking at a high temp. And I have to say that I do like crispy skin. So that's up to you, what you have to watch out for your own health, okay? Into the oven.
Okay. Oh, your bottom rack today. All right.
Okay, so I actually turned the oven on to 450. It can be between 400 and 450. I find the higher I put it, then the quicker the food cooks. So it took about half an hour, 25 minutes, half an hour for all of it to cook.
Nice, eh?
Now see how everything, it's nice and crispy, it's caramelized. The sugar has caramelized, and that's what changes the color. So it's crispy on the outside, but I stick the fork in, it's nice and soft on the inside. Doesn't that look tasty?
Oh yeah.
Yes. The chicken is cooked. We could have put spices on this, I didn't, but I mean, like I said, if you have to take the skin off, if you had another piece of meat where the chicken breast, it'd be easier to take off, trim it up. Okay, so serving size. Serving size is, typically we all have a different size palm. That is for the meat. Thickness, within here is your serving size for meat. Chicken leg to me doesn't have a lot of meat on it, so I say grab 2 chicken legs. Vegetables are typically, to me, I say they're healthy. Some of them are lighter than others, have more water in them, but you can do 2 fists. Potatoes, you know, because we cut them all smaller. A scoop would be nice, but that's okay. We'll use what we have here. So. Let's get more of the vegetables in here. Tasty? Does that look good, Anthony?
It looks unreal.
Well, you're going to be eating this in 1 minute. Let's get some broccoli. Now, I forgot to add the cauliflower. It's sitting here. I love roasted cauliflower. I would cut it up the same size. It, again, would caramelize really nice. Parsnips, like I said, but this is what we have, and it looks good on its... Maybe one less potato there. We'll get more of the vegetables. For a growing boy like you, a working boy, does that look good?
Not bad at all.
So now we've shown you how to make one meal really quick, really tasty and healthy. And because we bought enough, we went with our plan, grocery shopping, we bought enough food that we're going to prep for next week's. We're going to use a lot of the same ingredients. We had a lot of leftover broccoli and red pepper. We're going to add black beans, a can of black beans. We're going to rinse them up, add a can of black beans and corn. So 4 ingredients, the red pepper, broccoli, corn, and black beans. And I'm going to show you how to have that already prepped, pull it out of the fridge, and we're going to make a few different meals based on that. So again, saving time, being quick in the kitchen, making healthy food. So until next time, treat yourself well in the kitchen. Thanks to Shaw TV. We'll see you again next week. Bye for now.